Hello there everybody and welcome to today's video, and it's about you failed your driving test, gutted is to say the least, shocked, all sorts of emotions you're going to go through, and to rub salt in the wound after you fail your driving test you get a nice email, this is in the UK, saying you're unsuccessful. In bold letters, unsuccessful, rubs it in, I think, that when they do that bit there. I know they don't mean to, but I think it feels like it. So if you failed in different countries, I'm sure there's different ways of telling you. But in the UK, when you don't pass, they'll tell you within the first minute that you're not passed. And it's gutting for you, for whoever's helping you. You know, everyone wants you to pass at a point. And it's like, with some people it's a shock to them and they'll burst into tears. You know, other people, they've already know they failed because they drove really badly because of the nerves. Even then they're still going to get upset afterwards. Some people fail and they'll blame the examiners. Some people will fail, they'll blame the other drivers. But what you've got to say to yourself is, the bottom line is, you're the driver. You have to take responsibility. You have to say, well, for whatever reason I failed, whether it be nerves, if it's nerves, I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on them nerves. I'm going to improve my driving so that when I take my next test, it's not going to be a fail, it's going to be a pass. And that's going to be happy days then, isn't it, for you? So you've got to go away and you've got to work on things. So if that report they send you, don't just file it away. I'm just going to find one here now, yeah, here's one. Don't just file it away, so like I did then with my students, because not every student passes. I think the pass rate in the UK is around about 50%, slightly less, depending on the area. It'd be interesting to find out what your pass rate is in the test centre where you're taking yours, because some pass rates are quite high for different areas, some pass rates are quite low. Usually the ones that are in the quieter areas, in the rural areas, tend to be a higher pass rate because there's less traffic around, less pedestrians. And the ones that are the cities, the bigger, busier areas with more traffic, more trucks, more pedestrians, more things to go wrong, they're usually the lower pass rate ones. But the average in the UK is around about 50%. I don't know if that makes you feel any better, but do go online, because if you type in the pass rate in your area, I'm sure it's going to come up with information. I think where I teach in Milton Keynes in Bletchley, I think the pass rate a few years ago was about 48%. It's about 50% now ish. Varies a little bit. I'm sure if it's wrong, someone's going to correct me on that one there. But you're going to get a report from the DVSA sent to either you or to your instructor, whoever's put the details in. Because when you're taking your driving test, the examiner say to you, is this email where you want to send it? And if you say yes, that's where it's going to get sent. And you need to work on that report. You know, so if it's saying, like on this one here, stopping in the wrong place, positioning, normal stops, that needs to be worked on. And it could be you stopped opposite a junction, or you stopped on a bus stop or opposite a bus stop, and a bus has come along and blocked the road, something silly like that. So you go away and work on them things, and obviously you get your test booked in the meantime. Because of the waiting times, you need to get your test booked in there. Don't be kind of hanging around and waiting until you're actually better at your driving. I would personally say, right, well, let's get my test booked. I know it's going to be a while, and start working on it. And if you're having to wait for months and months, then you need to start speaking to your instructor, if you're working with an instructor, and say, well, I'm not going to have any lessons for the next few months because of I only got one serious and a couple of faults, and I don't want to do loads and loads of lessons. And they're probably going to agree with that at that point. It'd be silly to waste loads of money. But what you want to do is book lessons in, not the week before, but start booking lessons in a month before, so that you can start preparing, you don't feel rusty. All right? You know, I've had people who've come to me a month before, and I say to them, you really need to get lessons in now. Don't kind of leave it in longer. So start thinking about preparing to book lessons in. And if you manage to get yourself a quick test, because there's people who get them tests out there for you. I mean, I don't agree with that, but if you can go online and find a test on the DVSA, then fantastic. And work on the faults. Don't kind of let the nerves put you off, or let the problem put you off. So work on the problem. So if it, like say on that situation with stopping, it could be you didn't stop at a stop junction. It could be you stop in the wrong place. It could be you're not you went through a red light and you didn't see it, or you speeded, or you've not checked your right shoulder when you're moving off, all the little silly things. Or junctions, you're not looking to your right and left at junctions that is safe. So work on the faults that you got so that you're ready for the next test, right? And when you think that you're ready, and obviously you're working with someone outside you at that point, whether it be an instructor or your family member, they'll probably be saying, yeah, we're better prepared this time, we're going to definitely pass. Do some mock tests, because if nerves is affecting you, get some mock tests in. They will help you to kind of cope better and get used to the way the format of the driving test works, because people think, oh yeah, I'm going to start the car, I'm going to drive round for 10-15 minutes and then maybe do a manoeuvre or start independent driving. You might get a manoeuvre in the first minute, and that'll throw you if you're not used to that. If you're thinking you're going to drive out the car park, and then the exam says to you, right, start the car, we're going to drive out the bay and reverse into a space. So straight away you've got a manoeuvre. So be prepared for that. And also, if you're driving in your lessons and it's in the quieter times, try and take some lessons where it's busier, or take some lessons where it's a bit darker. Get a bit more practice in. Give you the confidence so that you feel better prepared for that driving test. Okay? I'm hoping these little things help you. If they do, fantastic. And remember, lots of people fail the driving test and they come back and pass. You could be that person, so don't give up. Good luck on the next test.